Hello, everybody. How are we today?
Fine, teacher.
That's good.
How are you
Good
today?
morning.
Hello, I'm very well, thank you.
Can't
Oh,
hear
it's the camera girls. I recognize you from my phonics lesson on Friday. I'm very well, though. Thank you. So we are going to learn about persuasive writing today. Let me bring up my documents here. Okay. So the first thing that we want to learn about is what is persuasion and why do we need it? So simply put, persuasion is when we try to convince somebody of an idea that we have, or when we try to get them to do something that we want them to do. But persuasion is when we do that using the good ideas or using the good reasons to do it. So, for example, let's say you're at your friend's house and they want to play a video game, but you want to play a board game. So you might try to persuade them by saying that a board game is really fun or that it's a beautiful day outside, so we could go out and play it in the garden. So does that make sense to everybody?
Yes.
Excellent. Good. So it's when we, it's when we give the good reasons to do something and we try to convince people to do it. So we're going to have a little discussion. I'm going to get your thinking caps on. I'm going to share my whiteboard here. So the first little idea that we've got is you want your parents to let you stay up 1 hour later than your usual bedtime. How would you persuade them? So, how would you persuade? My writing's really messy when it's on the whiteboard, so your parents to let you stay up 1 hour later. So what are some things that we could say to get our parents to let us stay up 1 hour later? So if you have an idea, I want you to put your hand up like this. Use the hand up button. Anybody? I'll write down a first example. So you could tell your parents that you have been managing your time well. Finishing your studies. And getting all your homework done. So what is another idea that we could maybe use to get our parents to let us stay up a little bit later? Anyone? What's something that we could say? Jim, you have your hand up.
We could say that it's the new year, so we can stay up 1 hour later to watch the fireworks.
Ah, very good. Okay, so I'll write all of these in the chat box instead. That way I can see you when you raise your hand. So
do we need to open the chat box?
yeah, if you open your chat boxes to have a look at this as well. So how could you convince them? So Jin said on special occasions like New Year, you can stay up later to watch the fireworks. Good. Okay, so I saw somebody else with their hand up before. Was that you, Jessie?
Yes,
What was your idea?
my idea is to tell your parents that you have complete all the work you have to done and promise that tomorrow you have to wake up early.
Very good. So, I will very good, Jessie. So we could say that staying up later will not affect us getting up on time tomorrow. Very good. Joey Kwan said we need more time to study on school nights. Very good. So all of these ideas, sorry, my camera likes to flip sometimes. So all of these ideas are very good because they all point out good reasons to be able to stay up later. So we've got things like special occasions. We can stay up later to watch the fireworks on New Year's Eve. We could point out that we've been managing our time very well. We finish all of our homework. We complete all of our studies. And that if we stay up later, we'll still be able to get up tomorrow morning. We're not going to get up all tired and cranky. Can we think of any more reasons or any more good arguments for us to be able to stay up a little bit later? Jack, what's your idea?
If it is Friday, I would say to my parents, so tomorrow will be Saturday, so we don't have to go to school. Can you guys let me stay up for 1 hour later?
Very good. So there is no school tomorrow. I'd like to stay up 1 hour later. Very good. So we could point out that something important that we would normally have to do, we don't have to do. So there's no risk in staying up a bit later. Very good. So one more idea that I'll put into the chat box is that extra hour would give me time to learn a new hobby or a new skill. So we could also point out that we could teach ourselves something new, or we could get a new hobby. Very good, guys. Okay. Your next argument or your next situation is, I'll write it in the chat box. I used this one in the example just before, but we're going to use it again because there are lots of arguments we could come up with. Very good, Leica and Cannon. If we have something to do that we need to get done that night, we could ask to stay up a bit later to finish it off. Well done. So our new situation is your friend wants to play a video game, but you want to play a board game. How could you persuade your friend to play a board game with you? So, Jesse's got an idea. Jesse, what's your idea?
Maybe you said that playing video game is not good for the eyes, so we don't need to play. We don't play video game and we play board game.
Good idea, but when we persuade people, we want to try and avoid talking about bad things, because people, so if you think about ourselves, I know that I've done this a lot, but when somebody tries to tell me, oh, that's a bad idea, that usually makes me want to do it a bit more. So I would say when you're trying to persuade somebody, don't mention the bad things. So always try and stick to the positive ideas or the positive reasons for doing your idea. And that tends to work a lot better when we try to persuade people.
Okay.
Oh, but thank you for your suggestion, Jesse. Joey's come in with a brilliant idea. We could compromise. So compromise means that maybe we'll play his video game first for an hour, and then we can swap and play my board game for an hour. So we can do both. Very good. Jim, I saw you had your hand up. What's your idea?
My idea is I can tell him to stop playing video games because it's not good for our health. But board games, we can learn many skills and moves in board games.
So the first part of your idea, I would probably avoid, because again, we don't want to mention the bad things when we try to persuade. We want to try and give the good reasons. But your second part of the second part of that was very good. So we can learn lots of skills like strategy, critical thinking, very good. So we can learn lots of skills like strategy and critical thinking by playing board games. It's going to make us smarter. It's going to make us smarter by playing board games. Very good, Leica and Canon. We can play together at the same time, because a lot of video games are only single player, only one person can play at a time. And we know it's not much fun sitting there watching while your friend's playing a video game. You just want it to be your turn already. But by playing a board game, you can both play together. Very good. So I'll put in a reason now as well. So we could point out and say, we can play the board game outside in the garden where it is sunny and we have lots of fresh air. So we could point out the health benefits for being outside. So that's a good one. Can we think of any more reasons to try and persuade our friend? You guys are doing fantastic so far. This is really good. Oop, looks like Caden's gone for a cup of coffee. So can we think of any more reasons? Okay, so let's try one more situation. And then I've got a video for everybody to watch. So our next situation will be, good answer for the last one, Joey. We will play the game that we both agree on, so we can come to an understanding and play something we both enjoy. Good. Ooh. Sorry, guys, give me 2 seconds. Okay. So our next situation is you think your class should have a day each week where everybody shares something cool that they've learned. How would you persuade your teacher and your classmates? So how could we persuade our teacher and our classmates to pick one day of the week where we all share something cool that we've learned? So Joey said that we do that to relearn what we had learned. So
I don't understand.
which part don't you understand? And I'll re-explain.
Like the part that you say.
So explaining the situation.
Yes.
Okay. So your class at school, you think it would be a good idea for one day every week, everybody gets to stand up in front of the class and tell their class about one new thing that they have learned recently. So basically everybody gets a turn to teach their class something new that we've learned.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So Joey had the first message in. We do that to relearn what we had learned. So that's a good idea. If someone is struggling with something, we could use that to help our classmates and make sure that everybody learns, and we relearn and we study. So that's a good idea, Joey. Thank you. Jim has a message. We can vote to tell everybody what we learned. Good. So the vote is a good idea, but we want to talk about now, before we have the vote, what could we do to make everybody think it's a good idea so they'll vote yes? So we're in the stage now before the vote. But good to see that you're planning ahead, Jim. Jana.
I think students, our class should have a day each week for everybody sharing their idea and to summarize their knowledge so that student can gain more experience.
Good, very good. So we could talk about the experience of speaking in front of a group of people. Very good. So we could talk about the new skills we would learn from doing that, like public speaking. Very good, Jana. Thank you. Does anybody else have any ideas? Okay, so
I am out of ideas.
yes, Joey, go on. What's your idea, Joey?
I think we should vote. We should choose everybody to tell something cool about something they had learned.
Very
So
good.
they will relearn and they will remember what they.
Very good. So that's the idea that you put up before, but it's still a good one. It gives everybody a chance to make sure that they've learned everything that we've already learned. That's good. Jack, what's your idea?
My idea is we're going to have an exam, so we should review our lessons together.
Good. So we can use it as a group study. We can use it as a group study session. Good idea. So I'll put an idea in now. That's okay. It's only our first lesson, so we'll get better with this the more lessons that we have. So where's my... So it's a good way to learn about a variety of topics that we might not learn about in regular classes. So if we have some classmates that are interested in something that we don't learn in school, so maybe you have a friend that's interested in insects, or you have a friend that's interested in dancing, then you can learn some really cool things about some topics that you wouldn't normally learn about in school. So that's a good way to grow our knowledge base and learn new things. So well done, guys. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to send you a YouTube link, and I'd like everybody to watch this video now. We can't play it on the live stream for copyright reasons. A whole bunch of persuasive techniques. So these are little tricks that we can use once we start writing pieces of persuasive writing. So this will actually be quite an important video. This is going to help you out a lot. So if everybody could please click on the link now, go to YouTube and watch this video. It's only 7 minutes long. So if we watch the video now, we're going to have a talk about it when we come back. So make sure you make sure you take some notes about this video.
Sorry, can we go to the toilet? We can. Hey, it's so small. Hang on. Bye, sir.
Okay, so I've just finished that video. So I'm going to give you guys another 2 minutes just to finish the video and write your notes. Make sure you've got your notes written.
What video? What you mean? I don't understand.
If you have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat box and I'll answer them for you.
Okay, thanks. I think I don't have any idea for that. Hi. I'm having snacks, sir.
Okay, so we all watched that video together. So can somebody tell me one of the techniques that they found interesting?
Sir, I can't watch the video. I can't see the video.
Oop.
Do you open a video yet, sir? I haven't seen it.
So could you say that? Could you say that again? My headphones, I had to reconnect them.
I couldn't see the video while you guys are watching it.
Oh. Well, you've make sure you copy the link from the chat box and watch it before our next class on Wednesday then.
I can't see it. I can't see it, sir.
Okay. I'll post it in the Zalo group after class then.
Okay.
Did anybody else have that problem?
No. Yes. Yes. Hey, I know. Oh.
Okay. Well, I'll post the link in the Zalo group after class. So who can tell me one of the techniques that they found interesting? Jessie.
One is alliterations.
Good alliteration. And what did you find interesting about alliteration?
Because it's useful. Because the repetitions of the sounds will increase the chance that the reader will remember the point.
Very good. So by repeating those sounds, and it might only be the first letter of the words are the same, but just by having those sounds repeating, it can help our audience or the people reading our writing, it can help them to remember what we're saying more because they'll think, oh, that sounded cool. And they'll remember it better. Thank you very much, Jessie. Well done.
Thank you.
Think I saw Jack put his hand up before.
I just have some problems with my mouse clicking. I'm still thinking about this.
No worries. When you've got an idea, put your hand up and I'll ask. What about somebody else that hasn't had a chance to speak today? Mary. Whoop. Sorry, I meant to click ask to unmute, but you beat me to it.
I'm interested in the metaphors, like they compare the sock with the ecosystem.
Yes, very good. So by connecting things together, you can, sorry, I lost my train of thought there. By connecting ideas together, you can help the reader to imagine the relationship. So it just makes things seem more important, or it shows how important these things are. Very good. Very good. Who else? Who else had a technique that they'd like to talk about? Jim, what's something that you found interesting? No, how about Caden? What's a technique that you found interesting from the video? Anybody? There were 10 of them, and we've spoken about 2 of them so far. Jack, which one did you find interesting?
Emotive words.
Emotive words, very good. And why did you find the emotive words technique so interesting?
Because I think that when we're talking or when we're writing essay, we can use emotive words to make the essays better, because they will get in reading our essay. They will maybe will remember the essay easier.
Very good. So with emotive words, we want our audience to feel a certain way, because people can connect their things they remember to how they feel. So if we can make them feel how we want them to, then we can also get them to remember what we're saying. So very well done, Jack. Good one. Okay, so that's going to be part of your homework, is to talk about, is to watch that video again, take some notes down if you didn't manage to already, because these techniques, as the class goes on, they're going to be very, very helpful for your homework. And as well, for once you've finished this class, you can use these techniques in a lot of your writing that you'll do. So essays that you write for school, if you're interested in debate and you want to, and you want to learn how to debate, these techniques will help you very well in any arguments you make. So there's going to be a lot of places where you can use these skills. So what I would like to do now I'm going to send everybody a link. I'm still learning how to use this Padlet thing. Oh, there we go.
You're like my basketball teacher.
All of this technology is just, it's all coming out so new and so quickly that us oldies can't keep up. Okay, I'm just going to reuse this one. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to send you guys a link now. So click on it for me, please. And it's going to take you to a Padlet page. And what I want everybody to do is, to write something on this Padlet that you learned in class today. Okay, so there should be a little post just popped up now that says, what is something new that you learned today? And I just want everybody to add a comment. If you can't see that post yet, just hit refresh and it should pop up.
So what will we do now?
Have you left a comment?
What comments? I haven't seen any comments.
So on that post, what is something new that you learned today? I just want everybody to add a comment. Write something down that you learned today. Good. Confidence when speaking and writing. Good.
Oh. I see already.
I'm more confident in speaking. Good. Very good. We have the 10 techniques and we can use them in debate. New techniques to use for persuasive writing. Confidence when writing. Very good. Good work, guys. We've learned how to persuade someone in writing and speaking. Very good. Now, who can just remind me, what does persuasion mean? What do we do when we try to persuade somebody? More confident in speaking, very good. Who can remind me what persuasion is? Jesse, is your hand up?
Yes. Persuasion mean when you persuade someone to do something that you want.
Very good. Or to get them to believe an idea that we've got as well. But what's the secret to persuasion? What do we want to do? What do we want to do when we persuade people? We only want to point out the good ideas. So when we persuade people, we want to stay away from anything negative, anything bad, because yeah, people will they'll want to go the other way. They'll want to do the other thing. So when we persuade people, we want to only give them good reasons to do things or good reasons to believe an idea. So you guys have done absolutely fantastic for your first lesson today. We learned about what persuasion is. We watched a video on persuasive techniques. And in the coming lessons, we're going to be implementing those. We're going to be implementing those ideas and those techniques into our work. So we've got lots of cool stuff to learn. And thank you very much for a great lesson today, guys. I will see you on Wednesday. So,
Bye. Thank you.
bye, everybody. Thank you.
Bye, sir. Thank you so much.
Goodbye.
Bye, everybody.
I need to go.